Morning, Damien.
Good morning, brother. How are you?
Doing good, thank you.
Oh. Are you guys off next week
I
at a
don't know.
class?
I'm not sure. I was wondering about it because it's spring break over here all over the place.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's next week and the week after that you guys have the GSD has two different week-long classes.
Ah, okay. So
Yeah, go ahead.
I wasn't able to attend on Tuesday. I told Brother Dave I had during class I had a doctor's appointment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Were you able to catch up and watch the video later?
Yeah, well, I was looking for the video, but I read the chapter. So
Mm-hmm.
mm,
Yeah, I also was looking for the video and couldn't find it.
yeah.
Um, so you said you read the chapter.
Yeah.
It's the Hiphil strong verbs, is that right?
The yes, sir. The Hiphil strong
And
verbs.
tell me, do you understand what's going on with the Hiphil verbs?
Well, one thing that I noticed is, I mean, it is getting a little bit more, I don't know, confusing in a way for me. But usually the Hayfield, they all start with a hey. Well, not all of
Okay.
them, but the majority of them. That's what I was looking at.
So that confuses you?
Well, when all of a sudden they throw you one that is not, I guess they probably show you the perfect one, or I don't know. But looking at the diagnostics there, the most of them start with a hey.
Yeah, for the perfect, yeah.
Yeah,
Imperfect kind of does what
yeah,
the other stems do, which is
yeah.
starts with the yod and the tav and
Yo,
the
yes. Hey, Andrés, ¿qué pasó? Miedo. Tacos. ¿Cómo andamos, Andrés? I guess he doesn't hear, right?
I think he's trying to join on his other device, maybe.
Well, mm,
Either that or maybe internet connection issues. What about just the translative meaning of the Hiphil verb? Does that make any sense?
the translating,
Yeah, just translating a Hiphil verb. Would you understand how
sometimes,
what it
I
would do?
mean, when I was looking at the translations, it says like to cause to do something, right?
Right.
And I guess because my mind always thinks in Spanish, not in English. So, but it is interesting that maybe there's other words that would be translated instead of like someone to cause to do something. I don't know. No?
I'm sorry, I was trying to help Andre. She said he can't hear us, and then he asked if we could hear him. And
So,
um, no, maybe it's because of your headphones, brother. I don't know. It might be an
oh
audio.
yeah, take off the headphones.
Oh, he can't. He can't even hear us. I guess I could just, yeah. Oh well. I'm sorry, I missed a little bit of what you said there, Ben.
Yeah. That was the
So
translation.
you
That's
said
what we're
that,
talking about.
so you understand that it means like to cause to do something.
Yeah.
Um, so what, okay, we've done call and Nephal. Let's recap on what those do. Not what they look like, not thinking about diagnostics, but what they do to a verb. If you find a verb in that form.
The Nifl.
Yeah, you remember the Nephal?
Yeah, that was the previous one, wasn't it?
Yeah, what did
Yeah.
what was that with what was that with that? What did that do?
That one, let's see. Mm,
Well, matter of fact, let's start at the call stem.
okay.
So the call stem
Like to
was
kill, for instance, that's the one they always use.
yeah, so not complex, not causative, just simple action, right? But so the call would be an active simple action, right? So he killed. But you get the knee fall and just a knee fall 3ms would be he was killed. So that
Yeah.
it's passive or reflexive, right? So like he maybe he killed himself would be an idea there. Um, now that we're in the third of the chain,
Hiphil.
the Hiphil verbs, we're moving into the causative, but it if so there's a chart in your book in chapter 12, Introduction to Hebrew Verbs,
Yeah.
and it'll kind of help understand what I'm referring to when I do this. So if you look on page
Can you
120,
hear me now?
yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah. Okay, I see.
Yeah, so the Hiphil is going to be an active voice causative
He
verb.
made.
So he caused something. Um,
Yeah.
he caused someone else or something else to do something.
But
Um,
also he must have caused something to himself also, no?
no, because that would be the reflexive voice, which is
Yeah.
what the Nephal does in the hit pile. So you see in
Okay.
that part on page 120, the reflexive voice.
Yeah.
That's where you have somebody doing something to themselves, to himself or herself. So actually, you can see
Okay.
there in the example on the hit pile, in the middle of the page,
Yeah.
it says he hid himself. So that's what the reflexive voice does. But Hiphil is like he made someone king. He caused someone to become king. Um, so
It
yeah,
is an active voice,
right.
so it means that the subject is doing the action, right?
Right. Yeah, and so I bring this up because um, when we come back from the break, which maybe Andres can confirm this for us, is the break at the from this class, does it start next week?
Let me check. I have access to the calendar, so let me check that.
Anyway, pretty
Probably
soon
the following.
we're going to continue into the Hofal and to the PL, Pual, and Hithpael. So and we're just going to breeze right through these because I mean, we're not doing anything. We're not really learning anything new as far as how to build out the verbs or how to put them into different conjugations. It's just I mean, we've already learned what the conjugations are. All the conjugations are the same across the different verb stems, but they just look a little different and they are just translated a little different. So the Hiphil being the active voice, if we said it was I caused Ben to get a good grade in this class. Now let's say I made it a Hofall, which is the next one in line, which is
Yeah.
passive. How might we translate that?
The next one, I'm not sure. I guess he was, but it sounds kind of like past tense, no?
Yeah, I mean, doesn't
Okay,
matter
the he feel is he calls for someone, right? And then
it
on the
could be
next,
future though. It could be he will cause.
okay,
It depends on if it's perfect or imperfect, kind of.
What is the verb you're looking for?
The one
spring
week
break.
class, the 1 week classes.
Oh, okay. 1 week class.
Because we have one more
Well,
chapter after this one, and then because it stops on 27 on the assignments,
Okay. Okay.
and then so that means after next week.
Either that or we're behind.
I figured that because after that break, we only have 8 chapters, 8 weeks, I guess.
so I think, well, the 1 week class I have on calendar is until May. So probably this is not updated.
May and June.
Yeah, May and June. So we're still having all March and April and part of May.
Yeah, 15th May is the last.
Without interruptions. Yeah. They
Yeah.
have rhetorical practices, Joshua, Judges, and Ruth, Costa Rica campaign. Are you coming?
I want to
I,
go,
I
but
still I still don't know.
I have to spend money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So next week is the service week, and the week after is the video ministries class. And then
Oh
we
yeah,
resume.
that's just in person, right? The video thing.
Yes. Yeah. So we have a 2 weeks break from this class after today.
No, because we still have chapter 27.
Well, I'm looking at the calendar here, and it shows on the 9th as when the spring
Well,
A3 service week.
ask Patrick because I wasn't here on Tuesday. I was, with the doctor.
Yeah.
Patrick, are you there? No, I guess he didn't hear.
Yeah. I won't. Yeah, we won't see you guys again in this Zoom class until the 27th after today.
Hey, really?
Yeah. Yeah. 9 through
Oh, so
13.
next week is spring service week,
Yes. That's what
and
I'm saying.
then video ministries with Josh Robinson.
Yeah.
Nice class, and then we would come back.
What is
Yeah.
that video ministry? Just show you how to do it video, I mean on stream and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
Josh is very good doing that. In fact, he's one of the ones who prepared the final video they did at PTP. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I saw one, but I didn't really quite. He didn't really answer my question when I asked. I don't know if he was the same guy, but I don't know. I couldn't. I
Well,
tried to do what he
just
told me to do, and it didn't work for me. So, uh,
just would teach you to work with microphones and
yeah,
illumination
it was
and
two
how
or
to
three guys.
share the background and technical things to create better content for ministry.
Okay. Okay. Because I had a question about the not tech. Well, actually, yeah, technical, not how to stream or things like that, but the connections. 'Cause I've been having issues with my streaming at church,
Mhm.
but
Yeah,
I know there's,
yeah.
anyway.
He would help you to know how to prepare a recording studio, how to use the different likes you need in a set, uh, different uh, positions if you want to make something more dramatic in the video
Yeah.
or make it
Oh,
something more attractive. All those technical things. It's a good class.
yeah. Okay. Maybe. No, I mean, I would wish I could go, but no. Next time.
Good morning, Patrick.
Good morning.
Good morning. It'll be us.
Hey, so we're just kind of we're talking about the idea here of how we translate the different stems. So I was referring to page 120 in the book that shows how the call stem is an active voice verb. It's simple action. It's in the active voice.
Hmm.
The default could be it could be passive or it could be reflexive, meaning something was done to the subject or the subject did something to himself. Now this week we're getting into the Hiphil verbs, which is causative, not simple action, but causative action. Um, call is simple, Nifal is simple, Hiphil is causative. It does something different than um, it has a different translative value than the call and Nifal do. So um, again, so Hiphil would be he caused someone else to do something or to be something. Um, maybe we could say like uh, God caused us to be holy or to be forgiven. He caused us
That'd
to
be
be
Hiphil, right?
Hiphil. Yes, God caused us.
Hiphil.
Now, from the Hofal perspective, we were caused to be holy. That is a passive way to say that. But if we put the action into the subject's hands, right? So God is doing the action. That's active. That's the Hiphil. If we're not really putting it, I mean, it's true either way. But if we just say, I was caused to be holy by God, I was caused to be holy by God. That was in English is it kind of helping to show this is a passive way to say this. It's something that was done to me. Either God did it or it was done to me. That's the difference between active and passive. So when we get to Hofal next time, or the time after next time, then we'll understand kind of the difference between the Hiphil Hofal he caused versus it was caused to me. Um, so we don't have to spend any more time on that. I just want you guys to kind of be aware of what the Hiphil does, when you see it in text, it shouldn't be hard to know how do I translate this with a Hiphil mindset. Okay. With that being said, are there any other questions on the Hiphil? I know the diagnostics are still kind of hard for us, and we don't have to talk about that. I'm just really concerned more with if you know how to translate it or not.
Yeah.
And if there are no questions, we'll go ahead and start our reading. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All righty. Okay, is everybody seeing my Jonah 2:1?
Yes.
Hey, we're on chapter 2. That's a big deal. Okay. Let's make this full screen. Who wants to start today? Let me ask it that way. Will we have any takers?
I can start if you want.
Okay, that sounds good. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. By man, Yahweh, Dag, Gadol. Oh, interesting. Dag, Gadol, something big. Um, Li, Livloa, Livloa, et Jonah. By
Hmm.
Yai,
That
Jonah.
H. There's an H here.
Oh, yeah. By he,
Yes, sir.
Jonah, bam, a,
What's
may,
this?
V, sorry. V, A, V, may, Hadag. So this dog is the same as this dog, but this one has the article. I guess the
Mm-hmm.
fish, right? The fish, the big fish.
Yeah.
And then we have she, no, yeah. This one is, this is this island, Shellsa, or Shellsha. Is this supposed to be
This is the
the,
Shava, right?
yeah.
Here, there is a
Is that
hard to see
supposed to be
the whole.
the Holland, but it looks like a little line, so that's why.
Yeah, there's actually two dots that are just really close together.
Ah, okay, okay. They're stuck there. So Shilsha. Well, this one is hard to say. Shilsha. Yeah.
Shilosha.
Okay, Shilsha. Oh, it's a low for, yeah, the two dots.
Yeah.
Shilsha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, may. Oh, yeah, meme. Yeah, meme. Vash. Vashlosha. So this
Is
one
it
is
a
kind of like
va?
this. It's kind of like this one here, Vashlosha.
Is it a va? Is it a va?
Oh, okay. It's a Ushlosha.
Okay.
Shlosha Leilot.
Yeah. Hey, great job.
Thank you.
All right, let's well,
Okay.
okay, let's see. You got the fish,
Fish,
uh
and this is big, right?
big
Something
fish,
big
right?
or great fish. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess, and the Lord prepared, right? I don't know if this prepared, yeah, met the great fish or a big fish,
Okay.
right? And then here we have in Uh,
I would imagine this is the verb for swallow.
okay.
Or here, I think is maybe a lamed preposition.
Okay,
Um,
swallow Jonah,
Lord,
right?
what are we saying? Like appointed? The Lord
I
appointed
guess
me.
he chose a big fish, right?
Okay.
Or he picked
To
a great
swallow.
fish
So lamed to swallow,
to swallow Jonah.
direct object Jonah.
And then Jonah,
And yeah, here's the and
he
it came to
was,
pass. You're right. By he, it
he
happened.
was,
It was. Jonah was. Swallow. Here's the same. No, it's not.
no, it's
No, was in the belly.
the belly, right, of the fish. Yeah, the fish.
Belly of the fish. Yeah, construct. Oh, this is right. This is because it's a construct noun. Here's. Do you remember the construct in absolute?
Yeah.
When you have
So
construct chain, it's you have the of
the
supplied.
fish.
Right. Yeah, in the belly of the fish.
Yes.
What's this?
And then we have Shield. That's the one I mean, I was even confused to say it.
What about
Low,
yam?
the Yom, is that the
Yamim.
sea?
You would think so, but it's plural,
So
and
water?
actually it
No.
comes from the word yom, which is different than
Yom.
yam.
Oh, okay.
So yom
Yom.
and lila are the two nouns here, but they're pluralized.
Okay.
Yom and lila are day and night.
Ah, okay. Oh, this is probably then the word three shall she I was trying to remember the numbers.
Yeah, I know we
Shall
didn't skip that chapter,
Yeah, we skipped it, but I mean I heard them somewhere.
so you said
Shalash,
three?
3 days
Three.
and 3 nights. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so there's your and.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Let's hear what he says.
Jonah 2:1. Vayman, Adonai, Dag, Gadol, Livloa, et Yonah, Vayhi, Yonah, Bimei, Hadag, Shlosha, Yamim, Ushlosha, Leilot. There are two actions that take place in this verse, both marked by a WCI verb. Vayman is a PLWCI 3MS from Mem Nun Hey. Note that the strong dagesh is missing from the yod and that there's a shva under that yod.
Okay, I want to stop here and just mention or ask a little something about this. Can you reiterate anybody reiterate to me why there's no Dagesh here since the mem dropped off? It should assimilate right into a Dagesh. And that's what he's talking about right now. But when we covered this, I think last week, it's a weird rule. It's a really weird rule and something that, I mean, doesn't,
Which explains why the dog.
well, so I'll put it like this. I sat in a Hebrew class, advanced Hebrew class, and there was a question about this sort of thing, and no one in the class had an answer for it. So you guys, I don't feel like you're, behind or anything because you don't understand. I just wanted to know if you remembered.
Okay.
So there's this thing that happens where sometimes the Dagesh will drop out when it's it's associated with a vocal shava and it's attached to one of these a particular letter, and it could be an S sounding letter like shin or samek or sade. It could be a k like kof. It could be a noon, a mem, a lamed, um, a vav, or a yod. And since this is a yod and it has a vocal shava, it has a strong tendency for the dagesh to drop out, and that's called a skinnem levi rule. It's called the Skinnem-Levy rule. It's a weird rule.
Teeny.
Skinnem-Levy, and it's just a mnemonic to remember the letters that
Oh, yeah, okay.
apply to it. Kind of like Begad Kifat, if you remember that for when you know it's a Dagesh Lene rather than Dagesh Forte.
Okay.
Yeah. So weird rule, and you don't have to know it, but I just think it's interesting to look at and see it in real time.
Gesh is missing. This verb is used 4 key times in the book of Jonah. This is the first. The verb appoint is typically the action of a king. Dag gadol, it's a big fish. This is an adjective, masculine singular, and it's attributive because it agrees in gender, number, and definiteness, and it follows the noun that it modifies. And once again, something is big in the book of Jonah. Nineveh is big, the wind was big, the storm was big, the fear of the sailors was big, and now the fish is big. Livloa is a call infinitive construct, beit lamed ayin, and it's serving as a complement to the verb. The Lord appointed a big fish to swallow Jonah. The second action is signaled by that call WCI 3MS from Hey Yod Hey. Was. Jonah was in the belly of the fish. Shlosha is a cardinal number, and it looks feminine, but you'll notice that it's modifying a masculine noun. And this is typically the case. Feminine numbers modify masculine nouns, and masculine numbers modify feminine nouns. This is also the case in Shlosha Leilot, even though it doesn't appear so, because Leilot is actually an irregular masculine plural noun.
Any questions?
Interesting about how he says about the feminine numbers modifying the masculine noun.
Yeah.
Something interesting.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either.
Okay.
Can you please throw more light on cardinal numbers?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Can you please throw more light on the cardinal numbers that he said?
Can I please what on cardinal numbers?
Throw more light on the cardinal numbers that he said.
I'm struggling to hear the words that you're saying. I think you're saying like
to throw more
explain.
light on cardinal numbers.
Like explain more?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the word you mean just the like what does cardinal number mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what the word cardinal necessarily
Aren't those
means.
like first, second, third, fourth?
Yeah, it's in
In
mathematics
contrast,
they
1, 2,
use
3,
first,
4.
second, third.
It wouldn't be that because then it would be the third days and third nights.
No, it's just regular numbers. 1,
I
2,
think
3,
it would
4.
just be regular numbers.
He just added the word cardinal.
I'm looking on the chapter to see if there would be like a first, second, third.
No, it's just
Oh yeah, kind of. Ordinal numbers are classified as adjectives. When they're attributive, they follow the noun they modify. And so on the first day, on the seventh day, the sixth day, that does happen. But I'm not exactly sure as to why.
it's just a number that basically that's all it is. That
I think that's all it is, Brother Bedu. I
it's-
think it's just talking about
just denotes the
regular.
quantity. That's all it is, a cardinal.
Okay.
Because the if you go first, second, that's not cardinal, that's ordinal. Okay. Ordinal
Yeah,
numbers.
Cardinal would be first, second, third, right?
Yes.
Cardinal would be 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes. Just denotes the quantity, 3 days, 4 days,
Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking that backwards. I was wrong, but I'm usually wrong, so it's not
I
surprising.
mean, I was trying to remember. I mean, I used to teach mathematics, so that's why, but not this. This is basic math. So sometimes we forget the basic in, I mean, in my case, I love algebra in calculus, but this is like arithmetic.
Mhm. Hey, David. Good to see you.
Sorry, guys.
No problem. You're
Okay.
Two.
Who's next?
Baidu.
Bedu, you got it? You got this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wayiye Palel.
Okay. I'm hearing something missing here. I don't think you're catching this one right here.
Wayiyet Palel.
Okay. Bayit Palel.
Jonah
Mm-hmm.
Elt Adonai.
Yes, sir.
Eloha
Good
Meme
catch. Me May. Okay.
Hadada.
Got
Hadaga.
that. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, really good catch here, by the way. I know that we've kind of missed that a few times. It's not you, but some of us have missed that, but you caught and in fact, he's going to mention something about that here of uh, this yo that we might be inclined to pronounce it with the like I, but there's reason to not say it, to not pronounce it. Oh, did you want to translate any of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Vayi Pala. Something like Jonah pray.
Okay.
And also I can see Jonah.
Yeah, here's Jonah. So let's look at something real quick. This is a weird way to form this word. And it's vowel consecutive, it's imperfect. So imperfect means something kind of think something that hasn't happened yet or something not completed, but vowel consecutive makes it completed.
Yeah.
Something that happened. And it's yit palel. Now there is a stem, a verbal stem that we haven't covered yet that sounds a lot like this.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So back on page 120, which is what we were talking about at the beginning of class, 120. Let's look at our different stems really quick. You've got call. Oh, that's certainly not a call verb. It's not simple. You have knee fall. Does that sound like a knee fall verb? Is it constructed like a knee fall verb?
Yes.
Where's the where would the noon be?
Not with my book.
Okay, okay. Well, does somebody else want to help us get to the answer of what I'm looking for here?
I was looking the last team. It
Yeah.
is similar because it has the tav. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't have the hey with the hirik. Instead, you
Mm-hmm.
have the yod with the dagesh,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have the vowel pattern, parak and sere.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it may
You're
be
giving
hit pael.
yeah. I would say more than maybe because it is. And that's how that's how you can recognize well, first of all, let me say the Hiphil is one of the easiest to recognize because it stands out so much. I mean, when you start to look at okay, it's the Hirik, it's the silent Shava, the Patach, the Sede, it follows that pattern. It's like it just jumps off the page at you. It's a Hiphil. Um, but that's kind of where knowing the different stems and what they look like in their, at least in the strong form, can help you identify a lot of herbs. So yeah, I mean that was just a little exercise, but so but yeah, you're right.
If
No,
that is,
actually, sorry, go
sorry
ahead.
to interrupt you, Damien. If that is a intensive action with reflexive voice,
Mm-hmm.
so and it is praying, right? The translation is praying.
Right, yeah.
So that is a really intensive praying.
Yeah, yeah, and that's exactly what I was getting to is how we translate the value of a Hiphil. It's intensive, it's strengthened, and it's something he does to himself.
And
Uh,
also, I would say that it is intensive because of the situation where he's at.
yeah, definitely.
He was
Um,
like desperate.
that's a great point. Now, I don't want when I say he does to himself, I'm not saying he's praying to himself,
No.
but how what we might say is um Jonah within himself or something like that um was was let's see, I want to say it in a more artistic way. um like let's say it like this. Jonah reached deep down within himself and poured out his heart to God. It's so that's sort of the mentality, the idea behind an intensive reflexive voice. um Yeah, not a whole lot to say there. And of course, we're not going to translate it that way because that's adding a lot of words to this. We want to translate it as literally as we can with as little words as we can. And but parade is fine. It's certainly what's going on here. But just know that from a Hebrew perspective, this is a more intense prayer. Okay. Um, anything else they do that you noticed here, but in the second or third line?
Okay. Elohal.
Mm-hmm.
We know of Elohim is a plural.
Mm-hmm.
So since the yod is silent, you can say it's third masculine singular.
Yeah. So the Vav, actually it's this comments Yod Vav ending, um, which is well,
His
yeah, I think that's like I don't know. I don't want to go spend any time looking for it, but yeah, it's third masculine singular, his God. But you're right, it's a plural verb, it's a plural noun, But that's because Elohim is a plural noun, even though it's translated with singular understanding. Anything on the last line?
Well, I would just recommend you to go to PTP recordings. There is an interesting lesson on Elohim by Justin Rogers explaining the majesty plural of this name, Elohim, in Hebrew. It's an interesting explanation because sometimes people uses this plurality to explain about the Trinity, but there he mentions why is not necessarily implicit in it, but how this explain like he's the God of the gods, his majesty over everything. So I would recommend you to go and listen that on Spotify or those PTP recordings. I think is in the one from Bramson 2024 by Justin Rogers.
Okay.
Yeah, I was there in the class. I mean, this past year, he did give a lesson. Yeah.
So that's what I can recognize.
Sorry?
That's what I can recognize so far.
Okay. Anyone else recognize this word down here?
Well, we know dag is the fish, hadag, but then they add the hey at the end, so hadaga, the fish.
It's a she fish.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what the speaker has to say.
Jonah
Fishy.
2. Vayitpalel, Yonah, El Adonai, Elohav, Mimei, Hadaga. Vayitpalel is a Hitpael WCI 3MS from Pei Lamed Lamed. The Hitpael pattern is not common at all, but the verb palal is fairly common and it typically occurs in the Hitpael. Vayitpalel Yonah, notice the typical Hebrew word order, verb first, followed by subject, and then if there's an indirect object, it will come next. El Adonai Elohav, to the Lord his God. Makef is that elevated hyphen that typically joins two words together, much like a hyphen in English, and the preposition el is almost always joined to the noun that it modifies with makef. Elohav is the noun Elohim with the 3ms suffix on the end, his God, and it's the 3ms suffix for the plural noun, because Elohim is a plural noun. And in the pronunciation of this suffix, the yod is silent, Elohav. It's as if the yod is not there. Mim'eh is the noun me'eh with the preposition mean on the front, and you see the nun of the preposition mean in the strong dagesh in the second mem. Me'eh is the masculine plural construct form. Anytime you see it say re yod at the end of a word, it's a masculine plural construct. Hadaga is the noun daga, which is feminine singular. And you'll notice the definite article, hey plus patak plus strong dagesh. Now, the word for fish has occurred 2 other times in the previous verse, and both times it was simply dag, the masculine singular. And I'm not sure that anybody really knows why the author has switched gender from dag to daga.
Interesting.
Yeah, how about that?
But nobody knows. That's what he says. So we don't know.
We don't.
Why from a female to a female? I mean, a male to a female.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Fish, but I guess fish
sounds
are
like
genderless.
it sounds like it would be a popular story in the world today.
It is because now the fish is pregnant with Jonah.
No.
Yeah, in a way, I guess. Yeah, that would be an explanation.
That's funny. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, it's like the fish changed genders.
That could be it, David. Why he changed the, genders here? Because nobody knows, so that could be it.
There's something else that I think. So there are times where there is like a hey on the end of a word, and it doesn't necessarily make it feminine. But I'm not sure if that could be what's going on here or not. I would have to spend more time looking at the possibilities of what that hey could do. But yeah, let's do a quick translation of this verse. We already kind of did this, right? So Jonah prayed, El Adonai, El Yahweh. What is that?
To the Lord,
To the Lord, Elohav.
He's God.
Yeah, to the Lord his God, to Yahweh his God. Mim A from
On the stomach.
Belly,
yeah,
belly,
from the stomach, from the belly. Hadaga. Remember, construct, absolute.
of the fish.
Yeah, of the fish. Very good. All right. I think this is a longer verse.
Just before we leave this, I found a couple of things interesting
Oh, okay.
about the historical interpretation of the fish.
Okay.
Uh, well, some Midrashic Jewish people would interpret there were two fishes, a male and a female.
Oh,
Then some people came to the idea that David mentioned about a womb or rebirth, imaginary, like Jonah being born again from the fish. So that's why you see the change in the gender of the fish. And there are also some grammatical and linguistic explanations explaining probably it was during the time it was written, some scribe committed an error or different Masoretic texts are in the middle of it. So I just wanted to share that with you. It's interesting.
Well, here's
I
let
never
me throw another concept out there. So I was reading an article last night that suggested that there's a lot to the idea, but just a piece of that is that in I guess like writing or even like storytelling, but writing in Hebrew specifically, a lot of times the Hebrew writers would try to preserve, um, maybe not preserve. Basically, they would try to write things with the lesser amount of detail. So if they started out by saying in the previous verse that the fish was a female, um,
a
well, that
male.
would
Now it's a female.
I'm saying no. I'm saying if they had done that, if they had started
Okay.
out in verse 1 saying hadaga rather than just dog, then um, that would assume that they knew the gender of the fish from the start. Um, but perhaps it's being preserved in a less I don't know, maybe just like a very, okay, there's a fish. It's just a fish, dog. And then the dog comes, and now, since Jonah's in the fish, he maybe there's some revelation of is the female fish, or none of that matters at all, and it's just one of those things that Andre said. But that is something I think that definitely we can see through Scripture, through especially the Old Testament, where in fact I think it's Genesis 22 talks about several things. One of them is like Abraham went to a place, and the next verse shows that he hadn't arrived yet. So there's the idea is we're just keeping the basic meaning of going somewhere. We're not talking about Abraham began to go to that place, because that it makes you have to kind of explain more about where he's at in the process. Instead of just saying Abraham went, now listen to the rest of it so I can tell you where he's at. Well, that may be a lot. It's kind of a lot for me to understand, but I think it was a pretty neat idea. Yeah, I kind of want to look more into it.
Yeah, I would add just something else. Apparently from 2017, somebody called Lena Thymeyer said that the guy in Jonah 2:1 is not necessarily a feminine form, but it's an archaic lengthened nominal form used for poetic emphasis at the end of a clause. So even with that ending, because of that archaic lengthened nominal form, it would stay still a male fish. But as our interpreter in the video said, nobody really knows.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, it is interesting though, because it's about to get into poetry in the next verse. Let's go ahead and do this one. Let's see. We have David and Patrick. Let's split this up between you two. David, would you like to do from the first to the third, and then Patrick, can you do the last two? And that'll probably get us to a stopping point today.
Sure. Can you make it black?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Bayomer Karati Midzara Li El Yahweh Bayaneni Bayaneni Bayaneni. Okay.
Patrick, can you get the last two?
Patrick is out.
Oh, he wasn't. No, he's. Oh, well, he's still on.
Hello.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
there.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, we
All
can
right.
hear you.
The last two. Mibatin.
Okay.
Saval.
No, here. So this is actually, I know this is kind of throwing you off here, but the Aleph is unpronounced.
All right. Saul.
Is this a sin or shin?
Shao.
Okay, Sha'ol.
Yeah, shao. Okay. Then the next word is shuvate.
Okay, close. Let's hear that first syllable again.
Shu.
Okay.
Shu.
Yeah. So this is actually not a shurik. It's a vav with a dagesh. And the only reason that I know that is because there are two vowels associated. There's one with the sheen and there's one underneath this letter here. So that tells me that this is not a vowel letter.
Wow.
Okay. So that would be Shabate.
Okay. Okay.
Shamat.
Close. There's a letter. There's a vowel sound.
Shamata.
Okay.
Kul.
Say it again, please.
Kulim.
Okay, Coley. All right, good job. David, would you like to translate any of your portion?
Bayomer is he said,
Okay.
but this,
And
we're
he,
talking about
right?
Jonah, and he said, Kara is like to call,
Okay.
is my understanding. The ending is kati. Karati.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's like I call to you or something like that.
Okay.
No, no, T. I'm not sure. T is for first person.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not sure about the translation. Mitzara. Uh, that is from the beginning of from, but I don't know what is Zara.
Okay.
And then
I called
to,
from.
to me, I think is that is to me, right? Because it's
Mine.
the
Mine.
mine,
Hmm.
mine. Okay, because I was thinking the preposition lamed with the first person. Hmm.
And the word Sarah means affliction.
That is Sarah is affliction.
Yeah.
Okay, from my affliction. Okay, to Yahweh Bayaneni. I don't know what is that word.
And
Okay.
something.
Patrick, would you like to translate any of yours? Anything that you recognize here?
Mm, the is it the second word I read, the shoe? Does it have something to do with shoe in English as in hell?
Yeah, it
Kale.
does.
Okay. Okay, I think that is what I recognize.
Okay. All right. Well, good job. Let's hear what our narrator has to say.
Jonah 2:3. Vayomer, Karati, Mitzara, Li, El Adonai, Vaya'aneni, Mi Betin, Sheol, Shivati, Shamata, koli. One action in this verb, and it's what Jonah said in his prayer. The remainder of the verse begins Jonah's prayer. This prayer is in poetry, as is typically the case in Hebrew. For more on Hebrew poetry in general, and this prayer in particular, go to the Daily Dose website, click on Daily Dose, and then on Special Editions. Karati is a call perfect 1 CS from Kof Resh Aleph. You'll notice that the Aleph is silent, and so the expected patach under the Resh has been lengthened to a comets. I called from my distress. Vaya'aneni is a call WCI 3MS from Ayin Nun He with the 1 CS suffix, and he answered. Jonah prayed, and the Lord answered. That's a summary of the entire prayer. Sheol may at times refer to the realm of the dead or to the grave, and here it refers to the realm of the dead. Now, Jonah didn't actually die and go to Sheol. He's speaking of a near-death experience as if he had actually died and gone to Sheol. Shivati is a PO perfect 1 CS from Shin Vav Ayin, I cried. From the belly of Sheol, I cried out. Shamata, call perfect 2MS from Shin Mem Ayin, you heard. Koli, the noun kol, voice with the 1 CS suffix, my voice. Again, I called, you heard. In each of these poetic lines, Jonah summarizes the entire poem.
Any comments or thoughts on that?
The only interesting part is when he mentioned about the belly of hell, or the dead, rather. But that's poetry, right? So it's not actually.
Yeah, the belly of Sheol. Yeah. We agree with his assessment.
I would like to see that poetry in prayer, and if I remember well, most of the time you hear that with Anna and Anna's prayer and others. It's very poetic. Those
Mm-hmm.
prayers in the Bible, in the Old
I
Testament.
was just I was just thinking the same thing. Not necessarily about Anna, but just more of the, like, with all of the prayers that are in the Bible, most of them being poetic. I wonder why. I wonder what is lost over time, because a lot of times you'll hear prayers that are, I don't know, mechanical, where it's there's not really thought or heart going into it. It's just, here are the words that I think I should be saying. I wonder what, if any, if there would be any change of culture in in the lives of the body of Christ around us, if we prayed more prayers, if we prayed more poetic prayers. I just wonder. It's just something to think about.
Yeah, it is. It is true and when we hear many prayers now, and even us, we jump into asking God before praising Him. And the first part of the mother's prayer was praising God, praising the Father, and the mother prayer is just a model. It's very short, but start with some hallowed be thy name, and
Mm-hmm.
that part sometimes is missed because of the rush of us.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I guess these kind of prayers, maybe you can do them when you are, by yourself in your room, not really in public, but because, I don't know. Sometimes it sounds like they're preaching during the prayer.
Yeah,
Well,
I
think. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, you go ahead. No,
No,
I
you
just
go.
wanted to mention, probably when you see someone praying and that prayer sounds in a way how they don't usually speak, this prayer is usually being more mechanic than natural. I mean, the more you pray to God, those prayers will sound like conversations than just something that keeps a rhythm of what people modernly calls a prayer. Like that. As I mean, we have to praise God, of course. Jesus gave us a pattern in the Sermon of the Mount of how to glorify Him and be thankful for spiritual and material blessings and ask Him for spiritual weaknesses and all those things. But definitely, we need to do prayer something devotional and spiritual more than a checklist sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
And we also should pray in Hebrew more commonly. Yeah.
We need to memorize those prayers.
I'm kidding. Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
I think Jonah rehearsed this. I think Jonah rehearsed this prayer before he said it.
We don't know.
I remember one of the definition in the Old Testament about prayer. It's in First Samuel when it says Anna poured out her soul or
Yeah.
herself. So that is a good practice of us to start doing it.
Yeah. I mean, might be a silly question. Have you ever written a poem to a girl?
When we were teenagers.
That's something I did when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I wrote a poem to a girl I really liked. I just wonder, because I mean, this is something I'm challenging myself on too, guys. I'm not saying you guys, or I'm not indicting the church or anything. I'm saying, what if we had more poem prayers? Maybe that's something that you can try to weave in to your own circumstances soon. Just try to write a poem to God and have that be a prayer. Just a thought. Just a thought. Now, I did want to mention this before we move to the next video. In fact, we'll just watch the next video because it's really just a little bit more information about poetry, Hebrew poetry. But some people do think that Jonah actually died. And I don't know that I have a strong case to make one way or the other. But the author, or not the author, but the narrator here certainly doesn't believe that he was actually in the realm of the dead. Some people do, though. So, I mean, I'm not asking us to tear that apart or anything. Now, I just, something to know that people do think along those lines.
Because of the Sheol mentioned.
Yeah, and similar, I think in the same vein, because Jesus says, just as Jonah was in the heart of the earth 3 days, so will I be. So like Jesus was not alive physically during the time he was in the grave, I think people would make the same assessment about Jonah.
I think, of course, there is miraculous involvement in being in 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of a fish.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think that just by praying he came out. I was thinking of the rich man who was, I don't know, praying to
Aware.
get out, and
Mm.
no, he couldn't.
I
Or
mean,
maybe he
there's
was
many
just
explanations.
unconscious.
What's that again?
He was unconscious, maybe.
He was unconscious, maybe.
Well, it was all prepared by God. That's what we read at the beginning. So
Yeah.
he knew whether he was dead or not. The point is that he was there 3 days just to,
Yeah.
prophesy about Jesus there. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, it really doesn't
That
make a
would
big
be.
difference whether he was dead or
no.
not.
The point is, yeah, like
Yes.
David said, it's a miracle.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so this is the same verse. Again, he's just going to talk a little bit more about the poetry aspect of it. So we'll listen to this video and then we'll be out for the day.
Okay.
Jonah's prayer in the second chapter, like most prayers in the Hebrew Bible, is in poetry. So let's take this occasion for a very brief introduction to some of the elements of Hebrew poetry. And the first concept is a colon. Now, a colon's actually part of a line, and Jonah 2:3 has 4 cola. Cola is the plural of colon. Now, cola are batched into larger units that we refer to as a line. And the typical line in Hebrew poetry has 2 cola in it. So Jonah 2:3 has 2 lines. And since these lines are made up of 2 cola, we call them bicola, singular bicolon. Now you'll notice that in each of these lines, the first colon is out on the margin and the second colon is indented. Most modern translations use this technique to indicate the cola in a poetic line. Another concept is parallelism. Parallelism is simply the relationship or the correspondences that exist between the cola in a poetic line. And in general, the second colon adds something to the first colon, and we represent that with A and what's more, B. For example, colon A says, I called, and colon B says, he answered. Colon A says, I cried out, and colon B says, you heard. There's typically some kind of addition in the second colon, and part of the work of interpreting poetry is to ferret out the difference in the second colon. Now, these 2 lines are actually a couplet. That's when there are significant correspondences between adjacent lines. So, karati, I called, corresponds to Shivati, I cried out, and Vaya'aneni, he answered, corresponds to Shamata, you heard. Some poems, like Psalm 121, are written entirely in couplets. Other poems will have couplets in them, but the entire poem is not written in couplets, as is the case with Jonah's prayer. Now, for more information on Hebrew poetry, you can consult my Interpreting the Psalms. The first chapter in particular will go into much detail on parts of the poem, on parallelism between the cola of the lines, on imagery that is used quite frequently in poems, and on the patterns that are used, linear patterns, concentric patterns, etc.
All right.
Okay.
That's it for today.
So we have no class next week then?
No, not with us. I don't
Oh, okay.
service week. The service week, I don't know what he has planned for it. But if you're not doing that and you know you're not doing that, then no, you don't have class next week.
We have 2
Okay.
weeks of that, right? One for the
Yeah.
court and
Yeah.
the other of service.
Service
Did
week.
they
and
mention
then-
something on Tuesday?
Sorry.
No, I was asking David. Dave mention something on Tuesday? So then we do have with him on Tuesday then. Chapter
No.
27.
Well,
No, but I don't
unless
think because there is another course going on.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't.
Okay.
The one in person for audio visual production or something like that.
Video
Yeah,
ministries.
that's
Yeah.
video
Hey.
ministries.
Tell you what, you Tuesday morning you try to join the class, and if you can't get in, then you'll know it's not.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you very much.
All
See
right,
you
yeah,
in 2
y'all have a
weeks.
great weekend.
You
Enjoy
too.
your
Yeah.
enjoy your 2 weeks
All
off
right.
of Hebrew.
Right.
We'll
Same
see
to
you.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Okay. Bye.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.